One name stands tall in a world where tales and reality blur: Ragnar Lothbrok. Picture a land of endless winters, towering mountains, and deep fjords. This is Norway, and it's where our tale begins. Young Ragnar would sit by the fire, eyes wide, listening to tales of Odin, Thor, and mighty warriors. These stories weren't just bedtime tales, they were his heritage. But who was Ragnar? Some whispered he was a king's son, while others felt he was touched by the gods. As we journey through his life, we'll uncover epic battles, deep love, and powerful magic. The old tales passed down through generations invite us to step into a world where heroes were real and legends walked the earth. So, buckle up. We're about to dive into a time of grand ships, fierce battles, and a man whose name became a legend. From the shores of Scandinavia to distant lands, his name became a symbol of strength and courage. As we explore his journey, we'll discover a world where heroes were made and legends were born. Chapter 1. Early life and rise to power. Kattegat, a bustling Viking town, was where young Ragnar called home. From an early age, he showed signs of greatness. He wasn't just strong, he was clever, curious, and full of dreams. One of his earliest challenges, facing a giant serpent to save Princess Lagertha. This wasn't just about winning a lady's heart, it was his announcement to the world. I am here, and I will be remembered. With every challenge, his fame grew. From the cold shores of Scandinavia to distant lands with golden sands, Ragnar's name echoed. He dreamt big, not just of battles, but of exploration. With his close friend Floki, they crafted ships that could sail beyond known horizons. Each journey added to his legend. He wasn't just a warrior. He was a visionary, a leader, and a man who changed the course of history. As he grew older, his ambitions grew too. He wanted to unite the Viking tribes, to make them stronger together. Chapter 2. Legendary exploits. Word spread across lands about Ragnar's daring adventures. One such tale was the Siege of Paris. Imagine a vast fleet of ships, warriors roaring with battle cries, and at the forefront Ragnar, eyes set on the towering walls of Paris. But his dreams were bigger than just one city. His ships touched unknown shores, met different people, and opened trade routes. In every land he left a mark. He was a force of nature, a whirlwind of energy, always eager to discover what lay beyond the next hill or wave. His name became a symbol of courage, exploration, and endless curiosity. As tales of Ragnar's deeds spread like wildfire across lands, one saga rose above the rest: the Siege of Paris. With a fleet as vast as the sea itself and warriors fierce as the northern storms, Ragnar didn't merely seek to plunder the city. He aimed to etch his name into its very stones. Chapter 3. Family and Legacy. Behind the fierce warrior was a loving father, his sons Ivar, Bjorn, and Sigurd. Each carried a piece of Ragnar's spirit. They had their adventures, faced their challenges, and built their legends. Ivar's sharp mind, Bjorn's love for the sea, and Sigurd's deep connection to the gods made them forces to be reckoned with. Together, they expanded the Viking world, faced mighty enemies, and ensured that the tales of the Lothbrok family would echo for generations. Their bond was their strength. In joy and sorrow, in victory and defeat, they stood united, a testament to their father's teachings and legacy. Ragnar's saga was not one he would sing alone. It was a symphony, joined by the voices of his sons. Ivar the Boneless, with a mind as sharp as the edge of a blade, carved his path through the British Isles. Bjorn Ironside, with the spirit of the seas coursing through his veins, ventured where few dared. Sigurd, known by the haunting gaze of the snake in the eye, forged his own destiny. These sons, born of Ragnar's blood and fire, were luminaries, expanding the realms of the Vikings, leading mighty hosts, and wearing crowns of their own. Chapter 4. The End of a Legend. Every tale has its end. For Ragnar, it came in the form of betrayal. But even in chains, his spirit remained unbroken. He knew his story would live on through his sons. As he faced his final moments, he spoke of a coming storm, a wave of revenge that his sons would unleash. The world watched as these young warriors rose, united in their grief and burning with the desire for vengeance. Ragnar's physical journey might have ended, but his legacy was just beginning. His spirit, dreams, and love for his people lit a fire that would inspire and guide generations to come. Even the mightiest legends must face the twilight. For Ragnar, this shadow was cast by King Ael of Northumbria. In betrayal's cruel embrace, he was ensnared. But in chains, Ragnar's spirit roared louder than ever. He whispered of a tempest, a storm of retribution that his sons would bring forth. His demise was not the closing of a chapter, but the kindling of a fire. Chapter 5. The Legends Echo. As the dust settled on the era of Ragnar Lothbrok and his sons, a new dawn emerged. The tales of their exploits, once fresh memories, began to age, transforming into legends whispered around campfires and sung in mead halls. But as the years turned into centuries, a question began to arise. Was Ragnar Lothbrok a man of flesh and blood, Or was he a creation of tales and songs, a symbol of the Viking spirit? The world had seen the rise and fall of the Lothbrok dynasty. From the shores of Scandinavia to the walls of Paris, their influence was undeniable. But with time, the lines between fact and fiction began to blur. Historians and scholars debated fiercely. Some pointed to tangible evidence of Ragnar's reign, while others argued that the tales were too grand, too fantastical to be the deeds of a single man. In the heart of Kattegat, where once Ragnar had walked, children now heard tales of their legendary ancestor. They learned of his bravery, his love for Lagertha, his voyages to unknown lands, and his eventual fall. But intertwined with these tales were whispers of gods, of Odin walking beside Ragnar, of prophecies and omens. This blend of myth and history made it challenging to separate the man from the legend. Yet perhaps the truth didn't matter. For the people of Scandinavia and beyond, Ragnar Lothbrok was more than just a historical figure. He was an embodiment of their values, aspirations, and dreams. He represented the spirit of exploration, the thirst for knowledge, and the courage to face insurmountable odds. In the modern age, as scholars continue to debate and excavate, searching for clues of Ragnar's existence, his legacy lives on, and as each new generation discovers Ragnar, they find their own truths in his story. Perhaps the beauty of Ragnar Lothbrok's tale lies not in its historical accuracy, but in its timeless resonance. Whether he was a real king or a legend crafted by storytellers, his spirit continues to inspire, reminding us of the boundless potential within us all.